Hello, everybody. So, I just wanted to upload a quick little vlog today. Also let you guys know I am trying to figure out a way of, like, you know how some YouTubers have, like when they're playing a game or whatever, like they'll have their face in like one corner or whatever. I'm trying to figure out how to do that because I would like to show you guys some um stuff, like some of the websites that I visit, some of the writing sites I'm on, kind of thing. Or like if I'm talking about something I want to show you, this is what it looks like. You know, I kind of want to do that, but I need to do some more research on it. So fingers crossed that I figure it out, and I'm gonna try to look up like some videos or tutorials on how to do that today, um, or this week. Also, I didn't really do anything yesterday. I was kind of feeling not under the weather, but just really tired for some reason. Of course, could also have something to do with the fact that I normally go to bed around like 10 o'clock or a little bit earlier than that because Keith has to get up and go to work. But, we had D&D on Sunday and it was quite fun. We had a very challenging fight in the game and everything, and I got to try out a couple different things that my character can do that she doesn't normally get to do. And so I was really excited about it, but we didn't get back home into bed till after midnight, which is very unusual for us. So I spent yesterday being a little bit on the tired side, but also I wanted to show you guys. This is the outfit that I got. I got the shorts. And what's really cute is they're called boyfriend shorts. That's the brand name. But they're really cute, and I got these because they're not the usual like blue or tan or whatever. They're green. And so I was in Marks and Spencer, which is one of the main department stores that we have over here in Exeter. And then I was like, oh, I wonder if they have green shirts. And I looked around and I found this. It's not quite the same color, but it's still green and it works. So I was like, ooh, so exciting, you know. So I tried it on, everything fits, and everything's all good. Maybe I'll wear it sometime this week for a video. Um, let's see, what else was. Oh! So I don't know if any of you play the game Sky Children of the Light. I have it on two different consoles. I have it on my Switch, and I also have it on my phone. And started playing when my niece was a bit younger, and we played together for a while, and it was fun. She doesn't play anymore, which is fine. Whatever. She's a teenager, you know. But at the time, we had really a lot of fun. Well, so a few years ago, there was an announcement that they were going to make a movie for Sky called The Two Embers, which would go into, because like I mentioned before, Sky has a lot of like lore associated with the game, but it's not expressively stated. Like it's not like Skyrim or whatever where you go and you find books and you can read books and it tells you stories about the land. A lot of it is in mural form. Because the fun thing about the game is that it's not narrated. There's no narrator, there's no. So you basically have to, number one, pay attention to what's going on around you. And number two, you definitely, they show up in like murals and stuff. So, like, as you're approaching, like, say you're in Isle of Dawn and you're approaching this big rock, as you get closer and you light candles, an image will appear on the rock. And it kind of shows. I'm trying to remember what that one shows. I think it shows, like, people gathering things in big pots and like putting them in boats to like take somewhere else. And then later on you find out that it's energy or light. The light is basically the energy source in the sky, and the person who used to reign, like the land was ruled, each kingdom was ruled by an elder. But over all of them was a king. And over the years, he got power hungry and was gathering more and more light from the other kingdoms, which caused them to have a deficit in their energy and stuff. And so he basically put it all together, made this huge diamond, and as a result, it got too much for him to handle, and from what we understand, he not only, like, the power of this crystal not only killed all of his friends and fellow elders, but I'm assuming it killed him. But it didn't really kill. It's hard in this game because they became spirits. And so you're part in this game. You become a little sky kid and you go down and you have to relive spirits' memories, you light things up, burn away darkness plants and all that. And so right now we're having the season of the Bluebird, which apparently is an old tale. I'm not sure if it's Japanese, Chinese, but yeah, so it's basically an old tale about trying to find the bluebird of happiness, and I'm assuming it's gonna end with happiness is everyone around you who's trying to cheer you up and all that. But we got an official trailer for the Two Embers. And there's a website that popped up about it. And so, apparently, and we're all assuming it's going to be the next season, because this is going to start in July, but we're going to be able to watch the movie. Like, it's not coming out into theaters and stuff, as far as I'm aware, but you can see the movie in the game. And so I'm finding that very interesting, and so I'm very curious. And they showed a little bit more of the movie in the trailer. I saw it last night, like right before I went to bed. Or no, this morning actually, when I just got up, I logged on. And I always go on YouTube first because I have a hard time swallowing, and I have to take my morning pills. And so that's kind of a habit for me now. I always go on YouTube, put on a video while I take my pills, and usually eat my breakfast after that kind of thing. But I just found it really interesting because I was like, 2 Embers. Official trailer! Immediately clicked on it and was like, and, we at Sky Kids, we watch it once for the, oh my gosh, this is finally coming. And then we go back to it multiple times to like see things. Like in the background, apparently people have seen a spirit that was a few seasons ago in Season of Remembrance, and she's like the tiptoeing tea maker or something like that. But she goes like this, she sneaks, because her whole thing, she had to sneak past a bunch of guards in order to get ingredients for somebody who was sick, and she made tea for him. And that season was sad, by the way. And the game is it's good. It is really good, and I enjoy it. It can get kind of repetitive, and in between the seasons, it's kind of all, you just get on to grind, because you candle run. The whole economic system is based on candles and getting light, and so there are people who they'll just get up, they'll be like, okay, starting with Isle of Dawn, here we go, And you also have to gather these little winged lights kind of characters, which also ties into the lore. And I'd be really curious to see if they're going to have the winged lights in the movie. So, but anyway, I was really excited to log on today and have that be the first thing I see on YouTube is official trailer. And it's why they call it 2 Embers is because it's going to tell the story of 2 children, one of whom a bunch of us have a theory about it's going to turn out to be the king who ended up destroying everything. It's going to show his life beforehand and all that. And so I just think it's really fun. It's kind of it's a good game to play when you mainly just want to relax, because there's really only 2 areas of the game where you have to really worry about being injured. And, for the most part, I know a lot of people hang out in a few areas of the game that are nice and sunny and it's pretty and all that. And then there's other areas of the game that you can go because there are different seasons. And like there's a desert area, there's a couple different desert areas of the game. But yeah, it's super fun. So I'm really excited to see that. And yeah. But anyway, yeah, so last week I was more out and about. I did kind of more walking around, that kind of stuff. This week I'm kind of more, at least so far, staying at home. I may go out occasionally, but I'm also trying to save money because, um, beginning of next week, I need to get another refill of my medications because they're getting down there. I have enough to last me for still a little while, but I definitely need to get some scripts and stuff, so I'm kind of, but I've also, Keith's given me a little bit of extra money this month, and so he's kind of like, yeah, we need to be careful for the rest of the month. So I'm trying to, not spend so much the rest of this month. Because then in May, or at the very end of the month, the 31st, he'll get paid again, and then, yeah. So, which is kind of interesting, because I'm kind of like, I'm so used to how we do it in America, where it's like, you call, you do a refill order, kind of like, and then, or, usually with the United States, you have to go to your doctor every time you get a refill because, your levels may have changed and all that. And not saying that's a bad thing necessarily, but it's a lot more expensive than over here. Like, I like over here because usually you just go to this website, pop in, hey, I need this, and then, usually it's no issue, and then, they, the NHS or whatever processes the order, puts it into whatever pharmacy you pick, and then, later on, a few days later, you'll get a text from, minus Boots, because Boots is right up there on the high street, and it's on the main stretch, and really easy, so I just go over there to get my medications, and then a few days later, you'll get a text saying, hi, so-and-so, this is Boots, your prescriptions are ready for pickup whenever you are, and so then I just walk up there, get the stuff, and another thing I have to say is it's a lot less expensive than it's where, like, I remember having to pay, like, over $100 every single time for my prescriptions. And over here, it's like, at the highest, it's like 30 something, pounds. And it's like, that is so much nicer. But yeah, And also, I still need to figure out, like, do I want to work part time? Do I want, because I like relying on Keith, but at the same time, there's times like this where I'm like, I would be ordering my prescriptions a lot sooner, but it's like now I have to wait because I have almost enough, I but I should probably wait until he gets paid again because he gets paid monthly. So, but yeah, so that's my thing. Also, I got this weird rash. It's going away now, but it was like really bad. And the weird thing is that it hardly itches. But like I don't know. But the other cool thing is I got this, which is like Neosporin, but for over here. And so it's fun seeing like the different brand names and like, you know, like what do we use over here for like, like I actually like it was neat because I was gonna go to Waterstones. The same day I bought my outfit, I also bought Keith his birthday present because his birthday's gonna be later on this month. And so I developed this rash, and I was like, so I was like, well, wait a minute, I'm going to Waterstones, which is the main bookstore. It's a nice bookstore. It's really, really cozy and all that. And they even have like a little cafe, kind of like Barnes and Noble, where you can sit and eat and have like coffee and stuff. But so it was like, well, I'm heading to Waterstones. Boots is right next door to Waterstones. So why don't I just go in and see if I can find a medicine that deals with rash, or, well, and the main thing's like, I still don't know how I got this. Like, I don't know if it's allergic reaction to something. I don't know what it would be. And so I was like, okay. So I went to Boots, and their pharmacy is upstairs. Main floor is mainly like beauty, like makeup, nail polish, hair stuff, all that. And then you go up a floor, and then they have the pharmacy, they have the place where you can go get glasses, that kind of thing. And so I just went there, and they have a section like you walk in, you go to the end, and off to the right a little bit is the pharmacy area. And so you walk in, and you see all the pharmacy people running around doing stuff. But then there's a place with two registers right in front of you on one side, and it's where you can go to get like medical advice, if you don't need prescriptions, but like you have a rash, or you've got weird symptoms and you don't know what they are, you can go talk to a pharmacist. Well, I got to go talk to a pharmacist, and the gal who saw me was very helpful, but she was very much like I showed it, and it was more raw at that point. the bumps were more um, obvious at that point. And so she was like, well, I don't know what that is. Did you rub up against something? And I was like, I don't know if I did. And it's like, so I've been outside a lot this week. Could be a bug bite. And she was like, well, it doesn't look like a bug bite. And so she was like, so she ended up, she was like, you know what, on the safe side, um, we'll have you get this hydrocortisone cream, which is a steroid. And so I used that for a little bit, and it started drying up, but it was like still getting kind of bumpy. And so it was like, so I asked Keith, I said, do y'all have Neosporin? And he was like, well, I don't know what that is, but. So he came home with this. And it's like a healing cream. It's like Neosporin. You just put it on whatever and it heals it up. So I've been using that, and it seems to be doing the trick. But yeah, so I just thought it was kind of funny. But yeah, so I want to talk to you guys about the outfit. I want to show you guys what I've got. Want to talk to you guys about Two Embers, which I will be talking about, and if, like I said, once I figure out how to show you guys the trailer, I can do that. But in the meantime, if y'all just go to YouTube and type in Sky Two Embers, it'll pop right up. And it's really good. And so I really like the game, and I really am really excited about this movie that's coming out and everything. Trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to talk to you guys. So as far as Scarlet Hollow, I am assuming I will probably be recording my next video for that. I believe we stopped right before Kanika, Stella, and our character went to Reese's house for dinner. And so we'll go through that. We'll probably do it like we did before and do the Reese's dinner scene and then stop and then just do the ghost hunting scene all in one video like we did before. But yeah, so probably do that. Not really sure when that's going to happen. Probably sometime, I'm assuming sometime this week, but again, I'm not really sure what day that's going to happen. But either way, we'll be getting done with that. And then I was honestly thinking of either playing Gone Home for you guys or playing Chef RPG, because that's the latest game I've been playing, and it is so much fun, and there's so much to do, and it doesn't really leave you bored. Like in Stardew Valley, once you've played like multiple times, it kind of gets boring really quick. I haven't reached that point yet in Chef RPG. They keep throwing new things at me to do, and it's like, here, try this, here, do this, And it's like, okay. But yeah, so I think that's all I have to talk about today. Like I said, keep your eye on the channel. I'll be uploading this later. And I will be recording and uploading, the next part in the Scarlet Hollow gameplay. I'm really excited to show you guys the Booksmart version of the Ghost Hunt because it is a lot of fun and it is so much better than either you or Tabitha, being, having to give up years of your life, because I don't like doing that. I just don't like that. But yeah, so anyway. But yeah, so that's where we're at so far. Like I said, I will record and upload that sometime this week. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see. But yeah. So I'm gonna get back to it because I got some other stuff to do. Some more practical stuff to do. But yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know some of the exciting things that are going on. And, yeah, I hope you guys are having a great week. And I will talk to you later. Bye.